From the very first moment you encounter this message, know that it is no accident. Heaven has summoned you. The hand of the Almighty has reached across time and space to bring this word into your life at exactly the right moment. There is a divine orchestration at work, subtle yet undeniable, guiding your path with precision and care. This is not coincidence, and it is not random. Every heartbeat, every sigh, every seemingly minor detail of your life has been positioned to prepare you for this very moment. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, the universe itself is bending to align circumstances to position you for the fulfillment of what has been promised long before you even recognized it in your spirit. You have been chosen, and this message is providential, a beacon pointing you toward the next season of your life. As you reflect inwardly, you may begin to notice subtle yet unmistakable shifts. The scenery of your life, the environment, relationships, and rhythms that once felt familiar begins to rearrange itself. You may feel a gentle pull from one moment to the next, an internal urging that life is moving from delay into destiny, from hiddenness into a sacred appointment. Even if the path ahead is not yet fully visible, the stirrings in your spirit are real. They are markers of transformation, whispering that the next chapter is being written even as you walk the current one. This is not confusion, it is preparation. The Holy Spirit is moving within, reorganizing the unseen threads of your story, drawing you closer to the purposes for which you are uniquely crafted. In this season, sacred discomfort becomes a signal rather than a warning. That holy unrest, you feel the quiet weight in your chest. The tension in your soul is not anxiety, nor is it a sign of failure. Rather, it is acceleration. It is heaven's way of informing you that the delay is ending, that movement is imminent, and that the new thing God is doing is already in motion. As Isaiah 43:19 reminds us, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth." The discomfort is sacred. It is the tension that precedes manifestation. It calls you to trust beyond what your eyes can see, to embrace the shift even before it becomes tangible in your circumstances. And here is your invitation. Perception always precedes manifestation. Peace, not striving, is your compass. Heaven invites a response from the soul. If this word resonates within you, do not stay silent. Declare it aloud in your spirit, or in the comments below, "I believe. I am ready." Let your acknowledgement become a decree recorded not just in your heart, but in the atmosphere, echoing in the heavens themselves. Your engagement aligns you with the flow of divine orchestration, anchoring the spiritual currents that are already moving to bring this shift to life. Finally, know that what follows is not merely teaching. It is a prophetic prayer, prepared to seal this very moment and activate your alignment with heaven. As Habakkuk 2:3 declares, "Though it lingers, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." The delay is breaking. The confirmation is arriving. The shift is near. This is your moment, chosen one. Step into it with expectation, with faith, and with a heart fully ready to respond to the invitation of the Almighty. Heaven has spoken. Now it is time for your spirit to align. What is happening in your life right now goes far beyond a mere change of scenery. While you may notice physical moves, a new home, a different city, a shift in routine, these external signs are reflections of a far deeper reality, a sacred relocation of purpose. The Lord is not simply moving you from one place to another. He is orchestrating a spiritual migration. This is a purposeful uprooting, a transition that aligns every facet of your being, body, soul, and spirit with the destiny prepared specifically for you. Your surroundings are changing because your season is evolving, and the transformation is both internal and external. The physical move is only a visible echo of what has already been set in motion within your spirit. God's hand in this process is not random or haphazard. He extracts his children from limitation and plants them in fertile ground where they are no longer merely surviving, but are poised to flourish. The dryness of the past season, The stagnation, the cycles of unfulfilled efforts, the familiar spaces that no longer nourish the soul is being replaced by fresh soil, carefully prepared by divine intention. As Psalm 42 reminds us, He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and established my steps. The environment that once felt comfortable may now seem foreign, and relationships may have grown quiet. This is not rejection, it is realignment. Every closed door, every restless night, every pressure you feel is part of the construction of something greater, a deliberate elevation orchestrated by heaven. The path to this new season has required endurance, humility, and faithfulness. You have been tested, refined, and prepared. The soil of humility has been walked through, and the roots of your next chapter are already breaking through beneath the surface, unseen, yet unstoppable. That ache in your spirit, the waking at night, without cause, the restlessness that tugs you toward the unknown, these are not signs of confusion or anxiety. They are the sacred signals of imminent movement, a spiritual quickening that calls you to readiness. Heaven is preparing the path ahead, and your spirit is being calibrated to receive what has been ordained. Look closely for the signs of your calling. The sacred pull toward the unknown is intensifying, urging your soul to expand into greater territory. As Isaiah 54:2 instructs, enlarge the place of your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide, do not hold back, lengthen your cords, strengthen your stakes. Your territory is expanding not merely physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. Resources are being positioned, divine connections are being orchestrated, and your heart is being postured to receive what heaven has long prepared. The shift is not just about location, it is about alignment. Everything, every circumstance, every divine connection, every intuition is converging to usher you into the fullness of your calling. The moment is near, chosen one, and the heavens are calling you to step into it with faith, readiness, and holy expectation. Before any physical step can be taken, the shift begins within. Movement does not start with packing bags, signing papers, or arranging logistics. It starts with an internal agreement. The soul must first say, "Yes, heaven aligns." This posture of faith precedes manifestation. While numbers may not add up, timing may seem unclear, and circumstances may appear impossible. Logic does not dictate divine movement. The Lord operates from promise, not human reasoning. Psalm 34:10 declares, "Those who seek the Lord lack no good thing." God is not relocating His people for comfort, convenience, or ease. He is moving them for calling, for impact, for destiny. Every restriction you encounter, every door that closes, and every plan that seems to falter is orchestrating a preparation that the human eye cannot yet perceive. Trusting His timing is not optional, it is essential. Obedience flows when faith anchors in the unseen, not in the predictable. And when you yield to this rhythm, you position yourself to receive the fullness of what heaven has prepared. As the internal agreement takes root, confirmation begins to arrive through signs. Restlessness, discomfort, subtle spiritual pressure, these are not setbacks or signals of weakness. They are hallmarks of elevation. The moments when you wake in the night with your mind restless or your spirit yearning toward the unknown are divine whispers affirming that you are on the verge of movement. The eyes may see uncertainty, but the spirit discerns destiny. Psalm 37:23 reminds us, "The steps of a man are established by the Lord, and He delights in His way." Even when the path is hidden, every stirring, every pull, every sacred unease is an invitation to trust. Speak life over what is unseen. Bless the ground before your feet touch it, and cultivate spiritual vision that perceives what the natural eye cannot. This is the posture of one prepared to move in alignment with heaven, ready to respond when the moment of transition arrives. Integral to this process is the sacred work of pruning and release. old systems, outdated habits, and relationships that no longer serve the purpose of your destiny are being dismantled. What once felt familiar now feels constricting. What once brought satisfaction no longer sustains. This is not rejection, it is divine refinement. God is clearing the scaffolding of your past to build a stable foundation for the future. Preparation is often unseen, quiet and subtle, like the still waters that nourish roots beneath the soil. John 10:27 reminds us, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." Attentive hearts, those willing to listen above the noise of the world, will recognize the instructions and adjustments required in this season. Every release, every spiritual trimming, every moment of sacred discomfort is orchestrated to ensure that when the time comes, you step into a new posture with stability, clarity, and readiness. Heaven is always ahead, preparing the path while you align with His voice. The season of apparent delay is never wasted. It is a divine shield, a period of protection designed to prepare you for what lies ahead. What may feel like restlessness, heaviness, or spiritual unease is not a sign of failure or stagnation. It is preparation. Every discomfort, every restless night, every stirring in your spirit is heaven's way of aligning your soul with purpose. This sacred tension is the mechanism through which obedience activates acceleration. As Philippians 1:6 assures us, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Every trial endured, every moment of faithfulness, and every act of surrender lays bricks on the pathway to your destiny. The divine is not late, it is strategic. Obedience during this season does not merely maintain your spiritual position. It activates the very acceleration that propels you into your next appointed place. The discomfort you feel is the heartbeat of preparation, signaling that the threshold of breakthrough is near and that heaven is orchestrating every detail beyond the veil of human perception. As the process continues, what may appear as pressure or instability is not a breakdown, but a deliberate rebuilding. Spiritual acceleration often comes wrapped in intensity, and the tension you sense is the birthing of something greater within you. Your current environment may feel confining, your responsibilities heavy, and the opposition real, but know that angelic guidance and protection are already in place. Ephesians 6:11 reminds us to put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. The discomfort you experience is paired with divine oversight. Every step taken in faith, every act of courage, and every surrendered moment allows the spiritual architecture of your life to realign with God's plan. You are not being dismantled. You are being fortified. Your heart, mind, and spirit are being prepared to sustain greater assignments, higher authority, and deeper levels of spiritual impact. The weight you carry, though often misunderstood as a burden, is in fact an indicator of readiness. It signals that your spirit is prepared for the elevation that has been promised. Psalm 23:1 reminds us, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." As the shift unfolds, it is not punishment, it is strengthening a calibration of body, soul, and spirit to move in harmony with divine provision and guidance. Each moment of tension, each challenge, and each delay has a purpose to prepare you to step into fullness with confidence, clarity, and faith. The spiritual acceleration underway is a testament to your perseverance, your obedience, and your willingness to remain aligned with the one who orders your steps. This is not merely a transition, it is the construction of a life prepared for extraordinary fulfillment. As the process of divine construction continues, the focus shifts from preparation to spiritual elevation. This elevation is not measured by geographic relocation alone. It transcends the external and enters the realm of authority, posture, and season. The move you are experiencing is not simply about stepping into a new location. It is about stepping into a higher identity. Your soul is being calibrated to reflect God's purpose. Your posture reshaping to embody the authority He has already granted. Trust and surrender are the instruments of this elevation. By yielding to the divine timing of your life and letting go of what you cannot control, your spirit rises and the unseen structures of heaven align with your heart. The elevation you are entering is holistic, integrating mind, body, and spirit, and it is only accessible through consistent faith and obedience. This is why every restless night, every ache in your spirit, and every whisper of holy unrest is significant. These are the signals that your identity is being recalibrated to match the assignment that awaits. As your identity aligns with purpose, you will notice a natural shifting of relationships and connections. People who were once central to your path may fade while new relationships emerge. Relationships designed to complement, not compete with your calling. These strategic connections are not random. They are divinely orchestrated, positioned like pieces on a spiritual chessboard to support your advancement. Discernment becomes crucial in this hour. Not every open door or familiar face belongs in your new season. Psalm 119:130 reminds us that the unfolding of your words gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. By seeking divine insight and leaning on God's guidance, you will recognize which relationships and opportunities are aligned with your elevation. The shifts in connection may feel uncomfortable, yet they are purposeful pruning, removing what cannot bear the fruit of your next season while making room for what will. Finally, the pressure you feel in this season is not arbitrary. It is labor. The tears shed in quiet moments, the waiting that feels interminable, and the acts of obedience that go unseen are all sowing the ground for a rich harvest. Philippians 1:6 assures us that the work begun in you will be carried to completion, and Psalm 126:5 emphasizes that those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Every moment of submission, every step of faith, and every sacrifice cultivates provision, blessing, and divine increase. The spiritual elevation underway is active, dynamic, and life-altering. It is a refinement that positions you to receive fully and to operate in your calling with clarity, authority, and grace. As you move forward, recognize that your alignment with heaven is the seedbed of everything yet to come, the environment, relationships, and opportunities that will bear the fruit of your obedience and faith. As spiritual elevation unfolds, the next crucial step is obedience, for it is through active participation that faith becomes tangible. The path ahead is not meant to be navigated passively. It requires intentional preparation, both physically and spiritually. This preparation is more than practical logistics. It is a prophetic act. As you declutter your surroundings, release old attachments, and clear space in your life, you are signaling to heaven that your faith is alive and active. James 2:18 reminds us that faith without deeds is dead. Your obedience, even in seemingly small acts, demonstrates readiness and positions you to receive what has already been promised. Every drawer emptied, every plan realigned, and every object released is a spiritual declaration. I am making room for the new, and I trust that God is orchestrating my next season. This is faith in action, a demonstration that your heart is aligned with heaven's design, not merely your own understanding. Obedience naturally flows into the cultivation of daily sacred rhythms. The moments you dedicate to surrender at the start of each day, the conscious offering of your finances as stewardship, and the cultivation of spiritual stillness are more than habits. They are conduits for divine multiplication. Luke 6:38 reminds us that what is sown in faith, even in small measures, will be returned, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The quiet consistency of surrender prayer and mindful preparation establishes a rhythm that aligns your heart with heaven's timing. Morning devotion, careful stewardship, and disciplined attention to the spiritual and physical necessities of life become the scaffolding upon which the extraordinary is built. By placing intention behind your actions, you are co-laboring with God to bring hidden promises into visible reality. Finally, the discipline of perception transforms ordinary faith into extraordinary results. In this season, peace must become your compass, guiding every choice and step. Striving to control outcomes will only obscure the direction of heaven. Instead, readiness, alignment, and discernment govern the path forward. Ordinary faithful acts, prayer whispered plans, surrendered obedience, exercised accumulate and construct the foundation for extraordinary breakthroughs. The unseen labor of alignment, the spiritual preparation, and holy discipline is actively shaping the manifestation of God's promises. Heaven moves not through haste or noise, but through consistent, prepared hearts. As you embrace these rhythms, every ordinary act becomes a brick in the pathway of your destiny, and the faith you express today lays the groundwork for the increase and elevation that awaits. In this way, obedience, preparation, and faith in action are inseparable. They are the heartbeat of a life aligned with heaven, the active testimony that you are walking in your calling, fully ready for the divine shift that has been long in preparation. As you continue in this sacred journey, the principle of divine order becomes ever more apparent. Walking in obedience is not merely about following rules or fulfilling duties. It is the alignment of heart, mind, and spirit with heaven's timing. Less striving and more trust marks the rhythm of this season. Every step taken in faith, every choice surrendered to God's direction, resonates far beyond the visible. The spiritual territory that has been prepared is not dependent on human effort, but on readiness to inhabit it. The soil has been tilled, the foundation laid, and the unseen scaffolding established by the hand of God. Now your part is to walk steadily, confidently in the posture of surrender, trusting that manifestation flows naturally from alignment. When your heart and spirit are attuned to heaven's rhythm, the doors of opportunity, favor, and blessing begin to swing open not by chance, but in perfect divine timing. This obedience is deeply intertwined with discernment and patience. Each moment of stillness, each act of waiting, each intentional pause is training your soul to recognize what belongs to the next season and what belongs to the past. By resisting the pull of external pressures and human expectations, you allow your spirit to perceive the subtle currents of guidance. The difference between merely moving and moving with divine order is the internal posture of readiness. Every closed door, every delayed answer is an invitation to deepen trust, to sharpen perception, and to cultivate peace as a compass. Your obedience is not passive. It is active faith, a participation in the unseen orchestration of God's plan. As you release into the promise, stepping forward with holy confidence becomes not only possible, but necessary. The next season is already prepared, and faith serves as the key that unlocks it. The doors that open before you are aligned with your calling, shaped by divine purpose, and protected by heaven's watchful care. Every hesitation, every doubt is met with the reminder that readiness is not measured by certainty, but by trust. To move into this season fully is to embrace the confidence that your obedience has earned you, that your alignment has positioned you for this exact moment. In this way, divine order and readiness work hand in hand. Your life becomes a living testament to the truth that preparation, obedience, and trust are not separate steps but a continuous flow. Each deliberate act of faith, each moment of surrender, each decision guided by peace compounds to create a trajectory toward the promise. By walking in this order, you are not simply entering a new season. You are stepping into the fullness of what heaven has long prepared with confidence, clarity, and a heart poised to receive all that has been sown in secret and nurtured for manifestation. As we enter this sacred conclusion, it is time to bring everything into a unified posture of surrender, alignment, and release. The prophetic prayer begins not as mere words, but as a deliberate act of partnership with heaven. It is a moment to still the mind, quiet the heart, and open the spirit fully to the hand of God. This prayer is an invitation to lay down self-direction, to acknowledge the divine orchestration that has been guiding every step, and to allow the Spirit to take full lead. As you join in this prayer, know that alignment is not passive. It is an active declaration that you are ready to move in obedience, prepared to inhabit the promises already written for you. Each breath, each whispered affirmation is a conduit for heaven's strategy to flow into your life. From this place of surrender, we now move into declarations, words that speak life over your spiritual, emotional, and physical domains. Declare protection over your heart, your home, and your journey, knowing that heaven's angels are assigned to guard your steps. Speak discernment over every choice, relationship, and opportunity, so that no counterfeit path distracts from your divine calling. Proclaim provision, trusting that every need will be met exactly at the appointed time, and release peace over every connection, ensuring that relationships in this new season will complement and not compete with your purpose. These declarations are not hopeful suggestions. They are spiritual realities brought forth by faith. As your voice joins heaven's chorus, the atmosphere shifts in alignment with the destiny already prepared for you. With this momentum, let us affirm God's promises and embrace divine timing. Understand that the unfolding of your next season is perfectly orchestrated, and nothing can override what has been decreed from eternity. Even when the way seems unclear, the strategy of heaven is already in motion. Accept that delays, challenges, and transitions are not obstacles, but steps designed to bring you into full readiness. By affirming these truths, you anchor yourself in the certainty of God's faithfulness, knowing that every detail is being managed, every path cleared, and every blessing positioned to arrive at the perfect moment. Finally, this is also a moment for communal affirmation. Let your spirit respond through comments declaring, "I receive it, I believe it, I am ready." Make your faith visible as a testimony to others, joining in unity with those walking the same path of alignment. Subscribe to continue receiving guidance, encouragement, and prophetic insight, maintaining readiness for all that heaven is unveiling. Your engagement is itself an act of obedience, reinforcing the spiritual alignment we have prayed over together. In this posture, you are not merely hearing words, you are stepping into a covenantal agreement with heaven, fully prepared to move forward, fully protected, and fully positioned to receive all that God has set before you. As we draw this message to its sacred close, the first truth to anchor in your spirit is this: you are not behind, and you are not forgotten. Every season of waiting, every moment of uncertainty, and every trial endured has been part of divine preservation. God has been orchestrating your path, keeping you intact, refining your heart, and preparing you for the exact timing of your elevation. What may have felt like delays or setbacks were never detours, but deliberate pauses to build strength, insight, and resilience. Recognize this: your journey has never been abandoned. You are being preserved, protected, and prepared for the move that is imminent. Stand firm in this truth and let it saturate your soul with confidence. Knowing this, the next step is an act of trust in the divine rhythm that governs all things. Heaven is moving in alignment with the patterns of your obedience and faith. The doors you have been waiting for are opening, but they require a response, a conscious, courageous step forward. This is not a time to lean on natural sight or human calculation. Step with holy confidence, trusting that God's timing is flawless and His provision is sufficient. As you move, let faith dictate your pace, not fear. Let surrender replace striving, and let alignment, not urgency, shape your decisions. Every step taken in trust accelerates your entrance into the season already prepared for you. This is also a moment to internalize the holistic nature of transformation. What God is doing in you is not just a change in circumstance. It is a complete recalibration of body, mind, and spirit. Your posture, your priorities, your relationships, your environment. all are being aligned with divine purpose. This sacred integration ensures that your move is not temporary but enduring. Every lesson learned, every act of obedience, and every moment of stillness contributes to a foundation that cannot be shaken. The transformation is sacred because it is God-directed, holistic, because it affects every part of your being, and enduring because it is anchored in eternal promises rather than fleeting outcomes. Remember, God's promises do not unfold all at once, but step by step in perfect sequence. Like the Israelites following the cloud by day and the fire by night, your guidance comes progressively moment by moment. There's no need to rush or force what heaven has already arranged. Move with awareness, claim each blessing as it comes, and allow every preparation to manifest in its appointed time. Speak life over your path, declare faith over your steps, and receive each provision as it aligns with God's higher plan. As this message settles into your heart, take a deep breath and internalize the reality that you are chosen. You are ready, and your season of movement has arrived. Let the truth echo in every fiber of your being. The wilderness was preparation, the stretching was strengthening, and the silence was instruction. Now the doors are open, the path is prepared, and the promises are unfolding. Stand firm, claim your move, and walk forward in the assurance that what God has placed in your hands cannot be held back by yesterday's limitations. Step forward, beloved, chosen one in faith, in obedience, and in full alignment with the divine orchestration that has been preparing you for this very moment.